Okay, so in this next video, we are now going to detect what exactly are we looking at with the line trace. Remember, the line trace is following us, and it leaves that line, which is what the drone is currently looking at. So we want to detect if it is in fact looking at the player or not with that line. So we're gonna go to the blueprint for the drone, and we're gonna look at this out hit node, out hit pin. So we're gonna drag that one out. We're gonna look for a node called break hit result. And this break hit result, basically, if you expand here on this, is gonna give like a lot of information about what exactly the line is like currently hitting. So we have like many pins we can use. We're gonna focus on this one right here, the hit actor, just to see exactly what actor are we hitting with this line trace. Okay, so from this hit actor, we're gonna look to drag this one out into an equal node. So equal node. And in this way, we're gonna compare if that actor we're hitting is equal to another one, which other one we're gonna look for the get player character. Get player character. So what is this doing here? It's we're getting the player. We're comparing it to see if it's equal to the actor that we're hitting with the line. So if this is true, it means that in fact the drone is currently looking at us with the line trace. So we're gonna drag this result into a branch to see like if it's true or false. So if true, that means yes, the drone is looking at us. So let's do a print string message, something like player inside, something like that. I put like a double quote for some reason. Let me just write it again. Okay. So now in this way, if the drone looks at us as the player, then we print this message, player inside. If it's false, then we don't really have to do anything because that means it's not really looking at us. It's looking probably at an obstacle. Okay. So after this, we're also gonna do something else. We're gonna go to this hit actor and we are going to see what actor we hit every time, even if it's not the player. So let's do a print string here and then let's drag the hit actor and connect it with this. That way we're gonna be able to see everything we're hitting as far as the line trace, even if it's the player, if it's not, uh, doesn't matter. Okay, so now we're gonna look for connecting all the flow here. So we're gonna connect this with the print string. Then after the print string, we do the comparison of the if it's the player character or not, and then that connects with the players inside if it's true. Okay, so now in this way we have successfully added all this implementation. Uh, Now there is one more change that we need to do so that everything works before we run the game. So okay, drone, compile and save for the blueprint drone as well. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead into the blueprint of the third person actor. So go to third person folder, blueprints, third person character. We need to change like a little setting here so that everything works. We're gonna go to the capsule component, this one right here. And then on the capsule component, we're gonna go down on the details panel and we're gonna look for the collision section. So let's keep dragging down. Okay, I found the collisions section here. Now you see this one called collision presets. So here you can expand on that. We're not gonna choose pawn, we're gonna choose custom. And then once you choose custom, let's double check a couple of things. First of all, this enable we want to make sure we have query and physics. It might be the default, but just double check is this one query and physics. And as well, you need to look for another setting called trace responses, this one. And for that one, as the default, you might have this as ignore for the trace, but let's actually change that. Let's change that to block here, okay? So in this way, everything should be blocked in this thing here. So once you've done those changes, you can compile and save. Go back to the game and now let's see how everything is behaving. Okay. So you see if let's do something else because I'm realizing the player hit messages are like a little bit uh, annoying. Let's go to the projectile. So let's go to assets, drones. No, sorry, that is in blueprint, sorry. Assets, blueprints of the drone projectile. And let's remove this player hit message because it's just like getting the screen cluttered and we don't really need to check for that anymore. So now let's do it again. Let's do the test again. Okay, so as you can see, when the trace hits us, it says player inside on the top left. And it also gives us the name of the actor that we're hitting, which is third person character, right? So that's what should happen. It should say player inside and third person character. Now, what about if I hide? I'm gonna hide here under these stairs. As you can see now, there is no player inside message. And if you notice, the actor that we're hitting is the static mesh for this ramp. So that's what we wanna see. When it looks at you, it shows inside and the third person character blueprint. But when it hits something else, whatever like object from the scene, then it should say like the static mesh and then the name of that mesh that it's hitting. In this case, for example, the quarter cylinder. So basically, as if you get this same result, then you know you did it right. Okay.